Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Tech Tuesday, using artificial intelligence as a tool in education. I am Vanessa Nicholson, your presenter today, and I'm happy to be here with you during this lunch hour. Just want to go over a few housekeeping for you before we get started. As you can see, we have the question and answer option available for you. If you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the question and answer chat. Your microphones will be muted. You will be in listen-only mode. Today's presentation is being recorded. It'll be archived and available on the IPDAY website within 48 hours. So let's get started. Artificial intelligence, the world of AI. And up here, you can see I have 3 definitions up here of what AI is, and they pretty much say the same thing, but I'll just read a snippet of each. So according to IBM, AI is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. It is systems that think like humans. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, artificial intelligence is the ability of a computer or a robot controlled by a computer to do tasks that are usually done by humans because they require human intelligence and discernment. And then according to Google, artificial intelligence is a field of science concerned with building computers and machines that can reason, learn, and act in such a way that would normally require human intelligence, or that involves data whose scale exceeds what humans can analyze. So the 3 definitions basically saying the same thing. It comes down to the same fundamental definition, that artificial intelligence is really using machine to think and act like a human. And we've actually used artificial intelligence for a while now, more than I actually thought. So back in the day, when I used to travel with my parents, my dad would whip out this accordion looking map out where we're driving to, all that great stuff. And now you just type in the address on your phone and you are there. I also used to edit my papers by hand, crossing out, redoing, re-editing. Now there are text editor options. If you use Word, there's grammar, there's autocorrect, and my favorite, Grammarly, which is also AI. Now you have Face ID recognition in your phone. Some of those apps, if you're trying to go to your bank app or other apps in your phone will have face recognition. Have you ever done a mobile deposit on your phone? That's also AI. And then have you ever asked Siri or Alexa to do something for you? That's another example of AI, if you have done that. So it seems like most of us use AI in our everyday lives much more than what you think. So here's the new phenomenon. What is going on with AI in education? And I put this slide up because I know it's a new thing in education, as far as when it comes to these chatbots. So you may be feeling or have felt one of these emotions as soon as you heard of sites like ChatGPT, YouChat, Sonic Chat, and so on, as these tools have taken the education world by storm. While I understand the use of AI in education can be a controversial topic, I'm really not here to determine whether you use it or not. The goal of this presentation is to provide you the tools, show you how to use it, and then you can decide if that is something you want to incorporate within your classroom, school, or organization. So let's get into it. What is ChatGPT? So one of the first AI tools I want to discuss is ChatGPT. ChatGPT was released November 30th, 2022. So it's very recent. It's an AI that can help with numerous tasks, including conversations, writing essays, to creating tables, and so much more. It is a chatbot. It is a bot, that is more advanced than we have seen. So it has a definition up top that I'm not going to read for you. What I'm going to point out, it's a large language model developed by OpenAI. It's designed to generate natural language text, including conversations and answers to questions, based on its training on a massive data set of written text. Okay, so let's go over the pros and cons of using ChatGPT. So the pros, it's easy to use. It can be a starting point. It's interactive. It can cut down the time you're using for different things. It can be used for a variety of tasks, easy and complex. It feels like a conversation, and for the most part, it's free. Here's some cons about using ChatGPT. Sometimes it's not accurate, and it will say so on its site. You will have to read and determine if things are factual. You will have to have the knowledge. Sometimes when I use it, you still have to know what's facts and what's not, and what makes sense and what doesn't. So you still have to rely on human thinking to discern certain things. Some people might think students at this point in time are relying it too much. It has limitations. Sometimes it gives biased responses. And sometimes if you ask it to link or give you citations, the links are broken and it's incorrect citations because it's pulling from the internet. So the next few slides, I'm going to go over some examples of things I've created in ChatGPT. This is not from my own. This is from me giving it prompts and it created it. So one of the first things it created for me was a table. So at the top on the left, you can see that I have a table comparing and contrasting amphibians in their characteristics. That was created by ChatGPT. And then on the right, bottom right, I provided a snippet of a rubric that I asked it to provide me. And it gave me a rubric on narrative writing. I did not create this. This was all created in ChatGPT and it made it in this table format. This is not a table I created. I just copied it for the purpose of this so you can see. Something else I created, I asked ChatGPT to provide me a list of common idioms, okay? It was generating a lot. So this is just a snippet, and this is what it provided to me in seconds. It could provide word lists, spelling lists, grammar lists, practicing incorrect grammar usage in sentences. Okay, I wanted a difficult text using long U and silent E. So I gave ChatGPT a word list and asked the computer or the bot to create me a fictional story with long U, silent E. And it did. And I went ahead and highlighted the long U, silent E words in there. That's not something it did. That is something I went back and did. And that's just another example of how you can use it. It can do math, but not hard math. And I'm going to rephrase that a bit. So ChatGPT or other AIs are designed to generate natural language text, including conversations and answers to questions based on its training on a massive data set of written text, meaning it is not originally designed to compute math problems. And I'm saying that because the harder the math problem becomes, the more I sometimes see wrong answers, okay? A way you can use math for ChatGPT is to have it compute an answer or describe how to get the answer. And then maybe if you're using it in your classroom, you could have students analyze the errors and determine where the bot went wrong and then produce the right answer. So that's the way you can use it. It will do math problems for you. It will generate an answer sheet. But if you're doing super, super hard math, it can sometimes get it wrong. So I just want to note that for you. Here's another example. I asked ChatGPT to create me a GEDRAL classroom syllabus. And this is cut short because I took a snippet because I couldn't fit the whole thing. But this is what it created. And again, this is just an example. You'd have to actually go through this and put your own spin on it, take things out because it's just generating something that's, you know, just in a general sense. Here's another activity. I asked ChatGPT to develop an activity on the different types of credit one could have, just thinking of economics. And this is an activity that it produced for me. Again, it's just a starting point. It's not something you would have to use, but it does generate some ideas that you can use as a starting point for an activity. And this one's called types of credit matchup. Another example of me using ChatGPT, I asked it to role play. And I thought about that because in ESOL, if we're teaching ESOL classes, we role play a lot. And I said, I want to role play. Pretend you are the doctor and I'm the patient. And it's talking to me. It says, how can I assist you as a doctor today? And I put V as me, by the way, if you don't know. I don't feel good. And ChatGPT says, I'm sorry to hear that. Can you please describe your symptoms to me that I can better understand what might be causing your discomfort? And me and ChatGPT are going back and forth, role playing from doctor to patient. Another way you can use it is you can ask ChatGPT to generate a list for you. So I wanted it to generate a list of pronunciation practice with links. And this is what it provided. Of course, you'd have to check out the links to make sure that they work and it's something you're looking for, but it also just generated me a list very, very, very quickly. All right. I asked ChatGPT to give me some word problems in math. And this is what it generated. Like I said, it can do math. But if it gets to really, really, really hard math, I sometimes see some discrepancies in there. But it generated some word problems for me. I also asked it to give me mock interview questions for a prep cup. And I was thinking of fundamental food service skills at the time in CTE. And I thought, I wonder if it can give me some interview questions of what that would look like. And it gave me a longer list than this. I just chose some questions that I thought that would be essential. And if you can look, it generated some questions for me. It can also do quiz and assessments. I asked the AI to create a quiz on different types of energy. But if you look at these questions, I just want you to know they are very simplified questions, okay? With AI, you have to use your skills to pick the correct question stems, enhance questions that may require students to think, analyze, and evaluate. AI is just a starting point. So this may not be the type of quiz you want. It's just a starting point. You would have to, also put your information in there as well. I asked AI to generate a paragraph about bees at a first grade reading level. And then I asked it to take that same paragraph and change it on a 8th grade level. So I'm showing you the 2 paragraphs that it gave me. Of course, you would have to look through this again, just to make sure that it's meeting your needs as an instructor or whatever position you hold. But it could differentiate reading passages for you. All right. Something else I asked AI to do, I asked it to generate a reading activity with welding and making inferences. If you are using integrated education and training, this could be a starting point for you in making those resources and activities. So I did ask it to give me a welding activity making inferences. I know inferencing, it's part of this content standards. So I wanted to see if it could do it. And it did pretty well. Again, you would have to go through this and determine, does this make sense? Does this not make sense? Is this what I want the students to do? Is using the correct standards. I also asked ChatGPT to generate some learning goals for content standards. And if you look at these screenshots, this is actually what it looks like. So on the top left, I have generate learning goals for the standard, identify rhetorical appeals in a text, explain how the author uses rhetorical devices to support or advance the appeal. And it gave me some. Students will be able to do this. Students will be able to do that. It gave me some learning goals. Then I said, combine the above standard with a CTE standard and create one learning goal. And it did. But again, you would have to go through it, see if this learning goal makes sense. You would have to go through it. ChatGPT is not an end all be all. It's really just a starting point or a tool. I wouldn't use it as the end, the finale. Okay. Now the learning goal we just used, I asked it to add critical thinking to that new learning goal. I did. So I want to make sure it had the workplace preparation activities if I was doing integrated education and training. So I asked it to add it and see what it came up with. And this is what it came up with. It can also outline PowerPoint or Google slide presentations for you. I asked ChatGPT to create a lesson presentation for 9th grade students on this standard. And it went through each slide, telling me what I should put on each slide. Slide 1, introduction, do this, this, this. Slide 2, do this, this, this. Slide 3, do this, 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 and so on. And again, this is just a snippet. It could also generate emails. It could generate emails for you, and it can make your email sound more formal or less formal. So if you have an email you want to put in there, you can say, rephrase this email, make this email sound less formal, make this email sound more formal, and it can. You can insert text that you've already written into ChatGPT, and you can ask it to do something with that text. All right, so I've shown you several examples of how to use ChatGPT. And now we're going to go over how to access ChatGPT and just some cautions I give you. So I'm going to put the link in the question and answer chat in a second. You're going to create, if you haven't already, if you want to, you don't have to, you can create a free account. And then we're going to talk about the prompts, which I will provide you some prompts for ChatGPT. Please note it has limited knowledge of events after 2021. So if you're asking for information past 2021, it's pretty limited. When asking a question or a prompt, ensure you are specific and explicit. If you are asking something very general, you may not get the response you want. You can also pause it from generating too much. Be sure to select stop generating if you don't want a long answer. ChatGPT is a system. It is a machine. It may not be accurate. Check the information or response it is providing. Also, you can ask ChatGPT to cite sources or provide references when asking a question. What I found is sometimes these references and citations, they don't work. And sometimes I don't think they are accurate. So I want to note that for you too. And if you do find some information you like, you can select the clipboard on the right to copy to a document, and then you rephrase it how you want. I strongly caution you against putting any personal or student information within ChatGPT, because it's a system, it's a computer, it's collecting information. So no names. I would, use a fictitious name. Don't put anything personal or any student information in here, okay? And I'm going to show you another chat bot that we can use, but ChatGPT is the first one I'm going to show you. So let me go ahead and put this into the chat for you. I already went to the prompts. Let me go ahead and escape. So chat.openai.com. Let me go ahead and put this in for you. .com. And did everybody get that? Chat.openai.com. If not, let me know. And I'll be patient for a little bit if those that want to try it. So I'll give it like a minute for those that are going to it. You do not see the link in the chat. Okay. Let me see what's happening here. Because I see your responses. If not, you don't see it, because I can see your responses. If you don't see me typing, go ahead and open up your browser and type chat.openai.com. Okay. If your website won't let you in it, then this is something you'd have to do when you're off work time or work hours, if it can't. But for those that have access, go ahead and type in chat.openai.com if those that have access. If not, I'm going to open it up on my computer, and you're more than welcome to follow along with me. So once you open it up, you'll be brought to a screen that looks like this once you sign in. And it's just and I could delete this so you can sort of see. You'll be brought to a screen that looks like this. And it'll have examples, capabilities, and limitations. And it'll tell you the limitations. May occasionally generate incorrect information, may occasionally produce harmful instructions or biased content, limited knowledge of the world and events after 2021. So it gives you some limitations and some cautions, but I also strongly caution you about putting personal information on there, as well as student information on there. So once you log in, you will come to a chat that looks like this. And in the message where it says send a message, that's where you'll be typing in your prompt. And for AI, it's encouraged to make a specific prompt, a prompt and ask, something you want it to do, and make it really specific. And once you ask the prompt, on the left-hand side, it will start to save your prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it a prompt just so you can see what it can do. And those who are able to access it, I will put a list of prompts on the screen so you can also see what it can do. So how about, let me do a prompt like this. Generate an email to welcome back staff to the beginning of the 2023-2024 school year. I am the principal, or if you are director, assistant director, or coordinator, you can say that as well. Let staff know I am here to support and offer my resources. All right. So once you type that in, you press enter, and it's going to be thinking, and there it goes. Subject, welcome back. Let's make this school year incredible together. Then it has dear staff's name, and it's generating my email for me. And it's going to keep going. And you can also put stop generating if you're like, hey, this is seem too much information that it's giving me. But it's generating the email for you and so on. And I'm going to let it keep going until it's at its endpoint. And it's generating a lot. And I could stop it, but I kind of want you to see what it's generating. Perfect. Okay. So it's done. Then if you look on the left, it is already saving for me my chat. So supportive principal, it called it something else, and you can rename it whatever you want, but it saves that for you. So if you want to still talk about the same subject, you can, or you can talk about a new subject. Now with this, now what it just generated to me was a very long email. If I wanted to copy this to a document to work on it, to say, hey, you know, I need to rephrase or refine this email. It's not really communicating what I want. You can select the clipboard on the right. That's how you copy, open up a Word document, and then you paste it into there. And that's how you can work on that separately. Now, what I will say is maybe this email's too formal. Maybe you don't want it to be like that. You can also say, using the above email, create an email less formal. And I should scroll up so you can see. So it's using the above email and now creating something less formal. I'm going to let it keep going so you could see. And this is just a tool. I want to remind you, this is not the end all be all. This is just a tool to get started. Sometimes you're stuck on an email. Sometimes you don't have the right words to say. Sometimes you're just stuck, like a brain freeze, I call it. And this is just a tool. So this is making this less formal. I mean, you can tell by the wording. I'm going to let it keep going. Right. Fist bumps and high fives. So then you know this is not very formal. We wouldn't necessarily say that at the end. Yeah, so fist bumps and high fives. So, oops, I'm back to this. So to me, it's just a starting point. It's just a point of just starting. You know, you can use part of this or rephrase this or, you know, do whatever you need to do to generate something that's more better. So to me, it's more of like a starting point. Again, it's saving it in the same, little chat piece for you. Okay. You can also have fun with it, right? You could say, you know, hey, come on, I am bored. Let's play a game, right? You can have fun with it because it's a bot. And it'll respond, sure, I'd be happy to play a game with you. What kind of game would you like to play? We can play a word game, trivia, riddles. Let's get started. I'm going to say, you choose. Great, let's play a classic word association game. So then it can play a game with me back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and so on and so on. So it says I'll begin with the word sunshine, and then I would have to respond. So we could do certain things like that. So you would have to create your prompts to know what you want it to do. I'm going to change back my screen to the PowerPoint presentation so you could see some prompts you could do. And then you can play with it, see what kind of prompts you come up with. And I'll let you have at it for a few minutes, and then I'll show you you.com. So I'm going to switch back my screen and give you some prompts that you can use as a starting point. Remember, this is not the end all be all. Remember, this is not like an answer to our questions. It could just be a starting point, an idea, a tool, like as an idea. That's what I use it as, like, I didn't think of this game before. Let me play with it. Let me have an idea. So that's more how I use it. So let's go back to PowerPoint and on current slide, those that have access, I'm gonna let you go ahead and use some of those prompts so you can see if it's something you can use. Now I'll mute my mic for just a second and take a look at the chat. Those who have access, you can go ahead and start using those prompts. So I see a question about the upgrade portion. I have not upgraded it to the paid portion, Mariana, so I can't tell you what the paid portion has in it. So you can go ahead and look at that. I know there are some concerns that people have said of possible copyright. That is still a gray area from what I've been told because it's a machine and it's a computer. There are no copyright laws so far concerning that for personal use. But of course, for commercial use, that might be something that you might need to look at. So it's a gray area. But what I say is use this as a tool, not for like copy and have it the end all be all. Use it as a tool. That's what I would say to answer that. So a lot of the policies obviously are changing, but when you look on ChatGPT, it says you can use it for personal use. Sorry, I think I went too quick. Wanted to give you a chance to answer that. Ooh, I hear some tips in here. I'm going to read these out loud. You know, I love to use the camera on my phone to scan the words in an email, rewrite in more formal and nice manner. I like to use it to translate text into Shakespearean style. And some students get a kick out of it. That's a great idea. Somebody said they use ChatGPT to translate text into Shakespearean style. That's a great idea. I love that. Write the following prompt in Shakespearean style. When will you guys get your act together? ChatGPT responds, pray, when shall thy fellows get their act together? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that. And again, a tool, not to be the end all be all, not for you to just, just do a straight copy paste and say, this is yours, because obviously it's not. It's credit to ChatGPT, OpenAI, but a starting tool, a starting point, you know? Okay, I'm moving on to the next page full of prompts. And I have the chat open. If you are typing in different things and you're telling me what you found, let me hear it. Yeah, Elizabeth, I agree with the edit feature, using this as a starting point. Correct. It's a starting point. It's not for you to, copy and, use it for commercial use and say, hey, this is mine. Because, ChatGPT is helping you. It's really for personal use, a starting point. It saves some time. Great, because you're right. It does write in a passive manner. So you do have to do work to it. It's not the end all be all. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and click to the next slide. What I really like about it, it can take on the persona of somebody who's either dead or alive and send a tweet, and it'll have hashtags, um, which is for fun, Ah, you said that your husband has political arguments with it. Yeah, you can use it for fun. All right, I'm going to show you another something similar to ChatGPT, which I like a lot more. It's called You.com. And what I really like about this is once you sign in and create your own account, it gives you like images, videos, relatable content to your prompt and web results where they got the content from. So it's like it gives you the references. So I really, really like this one. A lot more than ChatGPT. I actually use this way more than ChatGPT. So it's called YouChat. You go to you.com. Once you get in there, you're going to select introducing YouChat. Talk to it here. And once you select that, I'll ask you, to sign up. You can use your Google, Apple, or create your own account. And then once you sign in, you'll see an electric menu at the top. And after you typed in your prompt, at the bottom, you'll receive answers and from the AI, but you'll also receive images, videos, and relatable content. So I'm going to show you what that one looks like. And by the way, you.com also has an app that you could download on your phone. So this is you.com, and it looks a little different. So if I first enter it, it's going to look like this. It looks like a search engine, right? And then on your screen, you might have like a purple or blue bar that says introducing YouChat, but I just say YouChat on the left. And it says, hey there, how can I be of assistance? And you just type in whatever you want. So I'm going to type in one of our prompts. I think that would be fun. And then I'll let you see what YouChat can do, because I really, really like it. Let me get one of my prompts. Let's see. Create a list of interview questions for someone, that mock interview questions, right? For someone that would like to be a CNA. And as you can already see on the right, it has the related web results where it's, where it's pulling it from, which is what I really like. And then at the top, you'll see images, what to expect at a CNA job interview, where it's pulling it from. Then you can select videos, CNA interview tips, job interview questions and answers. I really like this one because it's letting me select a lot more things to my prompt, okay? And so on. So I do enjoy YouChat for that reason. So you go to you.com and you select YouChat. All right, so back in the chat feature, we'll go back to the chat feature really quick. Here we go. And that way you can see. And it generated a list of 10 questions for me. And I could say more questions. I could say I need more questions. Oh, more questions for the above interview. See, I wasn't specific in my prompt, so it'll tell me interview for CNA. There we go. Now it's giving me more questions. Okay. And there we go. What I like about YouChat is that it gives me images, videos, all those different things and related web results. Whereas ChatGPT doesn't really generate all that unless you're asking for it. This automatically gives it to you. So this is another AI that you can possibly use. Okay. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint real quick and let you look at some of the prompts and let you look at it for like a minute or two. Yeah, I see some discussion going on in the chat. It's just a tool to start off, like I said. This is not something that is the end all be all or that you're going to just, say, hey, this is my work. It's just a tool to start off. As I've already said, there is some gray area around copyright issues. So you cannot use this for commercial use and say it's your own work and sell it. That's a big no, no, no. You can use this for personal use though. So I would caution you not to take this and say, I did all this and then sell it for commercial use. You cannot do that according to ChatGPT. There is a gray area. So obviously things can change. This is very new. It just started in 2022. So I could be telling you this today and tomorrow life could change, but I use it more as a tool, as a starting point. A lot of times I put emails that I've already written into it because I'm like, oh, this doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound good. Help me create it more formal. So I'll use it as a tool to help me, if that makes any sense. Yes, YouChat will require you to create an account. I do use it a lot more than ChatGPT. All of them ask you to create an account, which is why I caution you against using any personal or student information because it's collecting information. All right, so let me continue. So here's some things I'm going to caution you on. If you are going to use ChatGPT, it has limited information past 2021. It is not the end all be all. You will still need to evaluate and analyze the responses to determine accuracy. It can include false citations when asking it to cite things. So be careful, if you're going to use it, you need to really study what it's spitting out to you because sometimes it's not as accurate as you think it is. Sometimes, a lot of times it is, but sometimes it's not. Do not put personal information or student information in any AI or ChatGPT. And I strongly advise that because it's collecting information when you're typing stuff in. I don't know where this information is going. So just do not put personal, do not put like your name, do not put anything personal, and do not put student information in it. Use, you know, like a Jane Doe or something. I prefer YouChat because it allows me to see images. It allows me to see videos and relatable website content. I'm sure you can ask ChatGPT to do that, but with YouChat, I don't have to ask that. As soon as I type in the prompt, it creates all that for me. One thing I'll say is with these AIs, to be really good or to know what you want, you have to be really good at the prompts. So I know some people will do is they'll write a whole bunch of prompts and save them to an Excel sheet, and then they'll just regurgitate and put it in. So the more specific you are on the prompt, the more it will generate things for you, like how it generated those tables for me and all those different rubrics. It's because I was very specific in my prompt. But that's why I prefer YouChat, because it kind of gives me all the content in one place that I can search for it. One thing I will say is a lot of different companies are already starting to use it. I know when I looked at Canva, they have an AI now called Write Magic. And then I know there's a training in Canvas coming up soon to how to use ChatGPT in Canvas. So a lot of different companies are exploring the world of AI. So I will say that to you. So it would be beneficial to sort of know about it. You don't have to use it, you know, but it's beneficial to know what it can do, know about it, and how to utilize it, and so on. So there's some other AIs. I showed you YouChat. There's also Jasper.ai and Monica.im. And then I think they said Bing has one as well. So a lot of them are using it, and it's just a more advanced chatbot, because sometimes, you know, when you're booking hotels or cruises or even in travel, you'll talk to a chatbot, but this is just way more advanced. Now, I did give an AI content detector for plagiarism wise. I didn't get into the student part of it, but I did add 2 of these here that they found. But, you know, ChatGPT, it's evolving so much that, you know, I'm sure they're going to have to develop new AI content detectors. Now, there are ways that you can use this with students, but the purpose of this presentation was for you as an instructor, as an admin, as a whatever your position is, to know what it is and how to use it. I don't know why, Leah, you couldn't finish use it, or why you couldn't create the account, of why it said so. I'm not sure why it said that, but I do say use caution. Use caution, because it is collecting information. So just be cautious. And I'll, you know, I say that to everyone and anyone who decides to use AI, because it's evolving and it's so new. So I put this picture back up because you may still be curious, you may still not be sure, you may be hands off, you may say, hey, I'm gonna try it at home. You may, whatever your emotion is from leaving this presentation, I just hope that you have some more knowledge of what it is, whether it's ChatGPT, you.com, Monica, Bing, whatever AI you decide to use. I just hope you leave this presentation with some knowledge of what it is exactly, because a lot of people are using it, and how you can use it as a tool. Again, I've already cautioned and said, you know, this is mainly for personal use and as a tool to help you with whatever you're doing. Like I said, things are evolving. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of more policies, things coming out very, you know, it's going to be coming out soon because this is so new. So just don't be surprised if what I'm saying today changes next week, where they have some new things coming out, because it's just that new, and people are still unsure of what it is. So this brings us actually to the end of the presentation. I totally enjoy spending my time with you guys. And you can feel free to email me and ask me any questions at vanessa.irsc.edu. We do have a presentation tomorrow on Webinar Wednesday at 3 p.m. And I had it written down, but the presentation's on universal learning design. Universal learning design, and I think in a hybrid classroom. I could be a little off on that, but please join us tomorrow. It sounds like a wonderful presentation. And I hope you learned something from this presentation. Thank you so much for joining me. I believe the PowerPoint is already uploaded to IpDay. If you have an IpDay account, you can access the PowerPoint from that way into your account. Yes, I'm exploring, definitely.